All right. So, hey, a couple things. New website, new logo. And I just wanted to take a few minutes today and just kind of talk about it, answer any questions that you guys have. So this is the deal. If you have any questions about the new website, about the new logo, or any actual question for me, go ahead and put it in the chat. Julio, keep an eye if you see any good ones or any ones I should answer. Here in a little bit, we'll pop it up on the screen and we will we'll talk about it. First and foremost, let's just talk about the logo, right? You got the logo behind me here. So when it comes to the logo, the one you can see behind me here, this has been, so I just want to rewind for a second. So this is the third logo that we've had since 2004, April, I believe, is when CLKsupplies.com was opened, April 2004. And started with a weird little logo. And I was like, man, we need something a little different. I ended up going to, I believe it's called like 99 Designs. And I'd have to look on the Wayback Machine to know for sure. But around probably 2008, 2010, somewhere in there. Put in a budget, a couple $100. How many of you have done that before? Or are currently using 99 Designs or whatever. And I did that. Got the logo that you all know for the longest time. And for the most part, it was one of those things that when we got the logo, when I got the logo, I liked it, didn't necessarily love it. And next thing you know, over a decade goes by, maybe almost close to maybe 2 decades. And, yeah, so anyways, last year I was like, man, you know what? Like our company, my company over the past years have really changed, and I really just personally wanted a new logo that I felt really represented the company and something that everybody would hopefully really like. So we hit the streets, right? Started working on the new logo, went through many things. We actually had come up with a logo kind of similar to this one, but different, quite a bit different actually. And we sat on it for a couple months, and I just ended up, I'm like, I just don't like it. Now, Lily has done an amazing job. She gets all the credit for designing the one that you're looking at here. And so props to Lily if you're watching or watching later. And so we did that. And we eventually she really came up with this one. I feel bad for her, over the years with Lily. So many times, whether it was the Identikey logo, the Lockpicks logo, I just kind of walk in and I'm always like, Lily, this is the deal. Sorry, hopefully you're not busy right now. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I want. And I really can't show you. And it's hard for me to describe. Thank you. See you in a little bit. And she's a trooper, she's a trooper and does a great job. And the fact that she came up with that, I really love it. And so the next thing for me was I was like, you know what? I've only experienced it digitally. Let me get a bunch of shirts made. And I'm going to start wearing the shirts and making sure that I like it. So that's what I did. And as you know, I've been wearing them now for a month, maybe longer or so, and have really liked it. And from what I can keep glancing at the comments, and it looks like so many of you like it as well. So thank you for that. Good job, Lily. Snaps for Lily is what we like to say. But all right. So with that being said, so at the same time, we just figured to be appropriate, websites, as all of you know, so many of you watching have websites, and it's important to do updates. And sometimes the updates are small and continual, which we've kind of always done. And then sometimes you just need to get a new website, right? Just kind of get a whole website. And the truth is, for us, we had a couple things going on with the old website. At the time, Shopify, who we hosted on, there's a lot of features that they didn't have yet that we needed. And so we had to piece together a bunch of apps and a bunch of other stuff to make that happen. And now Shopify natively has all of it. And so essentially what we wanted to do is we wanted to get off the apps. They're expensive, and as many of you know, it's kind of hard when you have all this stuff communicating with each other. So what we essentially did is we got rid of as many apps as we could. We used just the basic Shopify stuff, and then other stuff we kind of hard coded in. And so we did that. Over the years, our select a vehicle and select a machine search was about 10 years old. And it was just how it was written and the code and all that stuff. It really just needed to get redone. All right. It would always break, really annoying for us. And so we recoded all of that, redid it all entirely, used more modern tech for that. And so those are working really good. Same with the machine search. There's a few little things on the machine search that I don't want to point out to you that still has to get fixed, but it's really close enough and it'll still give you the results you want. But so we had that going on. And and so kind of what you see is kind of the new baby that we've made and laid out. I and many other team members have been using it for a while now when we're looking at our own website and, doing stuff or whatever. And I really like it. I feel like it's easier to use and it just feels better. So of course I'm talking about it because I would always, of course, all of us, so many of you purchase from us all the time. And we would, of course, love your feedback. So if you have any feedback, good or bad, definitely share it with us. It will definitely filter its way to me, most likely, and then I'll, we'll make sure we're fixing or dealing with whatever we need to. But with that being said, Julio, want to go and pop it up on the screen here? All right, so here it is. Here's the new site. Something cool, Julio, if you could hit the menu really quick. A couple things you can check out that's so much easier to see now, like the what's new and the on sale, the best sellers and that sort of thing. They're just sitting up there. A lot of people visit those all the time. You can go into the different stuff with the key blanks. Go ahead and hit cylinder keys, or actually go to car keys. Why not? Yeah, go ahead and do car keys if you could, Julio. Scroll down there a little bit. All right. So a few things that you can do. Many people requested that you can search availability based off in stock or out of stock. So you can see that there now. All right. Next, you can sort by make and type of key and all that sort of stuff here. Vendor, you name it. You name it. Something else that I've really never talked about that's really cool on the menu that you might find useful is if you go to the menu and then go to key blanks and then go to key blanks by make. This is something pretty cool that we've had for a while that I think some people have not seen or used before, but you can see here all these different, they're just key blanks sorted by make. So if you're looking for a Bobcat key or you're looking for that, of course, you can just do a search if you want. But if you want to make sure that you can hit them all, John Deere, Kimberly-Clark, Cobalt, Datsun, Dexter, Delta, you name it. And so this is something that we're constantly always working on. And I think that it can be helpful depending on let's say you see something that's, it says on it, like the brand is Grasshopper, for example. You can click on Grasshopper and you can see keys that are available for that, right? Which you can see this is a Blue Dog key that's available for it. But that sort of thing, can be helpful for those of you who are doing that, who need to look that way. So so a lot of good info there. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please, though, make sure you give us any feedback that we can continue to make it better and stuff. This site should be around for a long time now that it's kind of been updated with all the tech and, the tech stack that we're using and all of that. So, let's see here. Well, that's funny. Yeah, look at the Wayback Machine. That's good. But so that's what I have for you today. Julio. Sorry. Go ahead. Select the vehicle. Going to click on that. And here you go. 2017. I think it was a Hyundai something or other. But anyways, you can see on the side, you can filter and sort by things, see what's available and all of that. So I hope you guys really do enjoy that. I know internally we use this make, model, year search all the time. So and then there's also the select a machine, right? So let's do a frame JMA Nomad. Let's do JMA Nomad. Here we go. All right. So you can see the OEM cutters. You can see the Kisa cutters. You can see a OEM replacement. Cutters. Yep. Pretty much cutters and buffered wheels. So there you go. That's how it works. But hopefully that will, we'll get that figured out. All right, everybody. Hey, be safe out there. Keep doing that good work. Thank you for being kind to each other. And I look forward to seeing you then. All right. Y'all have a good evening.